Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from a very short break as we did just see the Challenger All-Star show match and we did see the reverse sweep. And for now, for this final one for the minor show match, All-Star show match, sorry, my bad. I am joined by the one and only Vector. Vector, how you doing, my man?
I am doing great, Buddha. Thank you so very much for having me in the booth with you tonight. I will only be casting over this minor show match. I won't be going on to the major and elite, but I'm still looking forward to it. You know, we've got some really good players on these teams, some top tier talent that I think a lot of them that we're seeing in this All Star match will end up going into major next season. So this could be a little bit of a preview of what you might expect to see from them going further into to season 7. But I'm still hoping for just a show match. You know, we want to see some great mechanical plays, some all-star talent pitting themselves against one another. And you might expect kind of a casual atmosphere, but all these players are competitors, and they're here to win still.
Oh, for sure. And all we can hope for is a game 5. You know, as casters, I'm sure as viewers, we do love a game 5 and maybe even the reverse sweep, as we just saw in the Challenger one. But I mean, I know it's a tough question, Vector, but just from the players that you see, do you have any kind of prediction of who you think is going to take it?
I mean, on the I think it's the red side if I'm looking at it right, or it may be the blue side. I'm not quite sure. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Laser on the side on the side with Punk and Lil Con. Laser is the minor player of the season. He's had some unbelievable stats throughout league play, and especially winning the minor tier as well with Waifu Fan Club in Arena Tribe. His goals per game was ridiculous. His shot percentage, 35 shot percentage was insane as well. 76 goals, 58 assists, 104 saves. He's one of the best players in the minor tier. It's proven by him being the player of the season, and I hope to see a lot from him. So it's going to be an interesting show, definitely, as it is a show match. But I'm expecting them to take it. Sakuna, Strength, Spartan, they're all great players, but the X factor from Laser, I think, is what's going to be the difference maker here.
For sure, and just personally, I have seen Laser and Little Con. I've seen them play quite a lot. They're definitely very solid players, and already, as you've mentioned, Laser being a very strong player, he's definitely going to be that star player to stand up for the team. But you know, we've got to give credit to the other team. You know, we've got Saikuna, Strength, and Spartan. Definitely seen a little bit of all these players, what they can do. They definitely have that ability to take on a team like that we have on Laser, Punk, and Lil Con. It's just if which team can kind of form that chemistry in that one series when you've not been playing together in league play.
Yeah, we've no idea if any of these players on these teams have played in any sort of scrim before this. They may not take it that seriously, and this may be the first time that any of these players have played together in a proper 3-man team. And going up against your opponents in a best-of-5 series, it can be make or break. It could be the best thing that they've ever done. They could have been playing on that roster throughout the entire season. It would have been brilliant for them. Or it could be the exact opposite. They could be personalities and play styles that just don't mesh and don't gem together in a pressured environment such as this, especially on stream. It's just a different kind of environment for them to play in. So we'll see if they come out swinging here. I'm expecting to see a game 5. I'm hoping to see a game 5. As you said, we saw the reverse sweep in Challenger. You got to cast over that one, and I'm sure it was an entertaining one to watch. As it might have been for any tier. It's hard to call just who it's going to be. These are the best players in the tier, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. We did have a nail biting series, and I'm hoping to have one in minor as well. And Vector, I know you're more of a higher skill level player than I am. So, like, what do you think are the key points in this minor tier level that really gives you that key to victory?
Well, I talked about Laser at the start. His mechanical ability is top notch for the minor tier. He should certainly be in major. I've heard a lot of calls about that he shouldn't be where he is. He should be so much higher, and that I think that's what's going to be the difference. Those, especially off of the backboard, those aerial plays, controlling and utilizing your boost in an efficient manner. Because especially in the lower tiers, you just see people boom it across or they waste it all on an aerial. You need to be smart with how you use your boost, because in the minor tier, pace starts to pick up a little bit more than it would in the challenger. And as you get up into the upper echelons of the minor tier, especially, pace just completely outpaces the players on the field. And if you're not ready for that kind of play style, especially if they start getting a bit disruptive, going for bumps and demos and all that kind of thing, then you kind of get left in the dust. And Laser's just so brilliant at doing that. I mean, his mixing with Bolt, his connection with him, and of course having Strength as that defensive rock as well. It might change up how he plays, because it's so important for him to have Bolt there as the setup man or the second man following the pass. It could be a little bit difficult for him to adapt. We'll have to see how he does so, but I still think he's going to come out very strong and try his best to win this show match, because he's a competitor and is a winner, is a champion in RSC season 6. So I'm hoping to see more of that from him, but it's going to be a tough test.
Yeah, definitely be tough indeed. I for sure do take your word of the info on these players and about the minor tier. So definitely gonna take notes for myself, as I believe I will be in this tier list in the next season. Well, I do hope so. You know, I want to move up, have a little bit of a challenge, but yeah, it's going to be very intense to see who comes out swinging in game number 1. Like, who's really more prepared going into this series. As we saw in the Challenger series, game number 1 was just a smacking game of a 7-2. And obviously, it just went 1 goal difference every single game. So, like, are we going to see that in this minor tier level, or do you think it'll be a lot more closer and back and forth in game number 1?
I think the further you go up the tiers, of course, it gets more competitive. But as we talked about, it's a different environment where these players haven't played together before, and you don't know what to expect. It's almost impossible to call. There were a few upsets throughout the postseason that we definitely didn't expect to see. And I'm guessing we'll see the same from this. I mean, like I said, I wanted a game 5, expected game 5, but how we get there exactly is hard to call. I don't know if it will reverse sweep like it was in Challenger. These players are a little too consistent, at least more consistent on average than the Challenger tier. But looking at the individual player stats, just breaking that down a little bit, actually from the seasonal top 3 stats, the MVP went to Laser. He had 30 MVPs throughout the season. Punk had 22. Lil Con had 21. And saying that, all 3 of these players are on the same team. Laser, Punk, and Lil Con, all on the same team. All top 3 in MVPs. Finisher and striker was Spartan. Liam Nicholas was playmaker. Savior was Mycon. And they're all over this. Like, Laser was 3rd in playmaker. Lil Con was 3rd in finisher. And because of that, that's why I chose that the team that Laser was on was going to be the strongest, simply because of the star power that they have on that side. It just, again, depends how they're going to gel together.
I mean, you know, on paper, you know, as we've said, Laser team looking to take it. But, you know, we've seen it many times in RSC throughout league and playoffs. You know, any team can take it. You know, sometimes some players, you know, they just have a bad day or not quite perform as they wanted. So this other team could catch us by surprise. You know, they could actually be a lot stronger than we think, but only time will tell to really see if, you know, Laser's teammates can really play with him at that level, and it's not just a full-on one-man carry.
Yeah, a carry you definitely don't want to see. I mean, it could be what ends up happening because it's just so much and they don't know each other's play styles and rotations and things like that. It could just be mechanical plays that wins the day, and it'll be more about offense than defense. And I'm expecting to see a lot of double commits, a lot of team bumps, a lot of boost steals that you don't expect to see. The communication is going to be weird, I imagine. I kind of wish we could delve into those team VCs and just to see what's going on, because it's a fly on the wall situation. You want to know what they're talking about. If they're just completely memeing it out, as you might think to see in an all-star match in a casual environment, but they could be taking it completely seriously and playing to win. And I hope that comes out on the field. It's sometimes hard to tell whether or not players are playing seriously or not. They could be throwing, or they could be acting like it's playing Mafia or something, but it's hard to tell in the minor tier, especially because they can play really, really good, but sometimes it looks like they can't, and you don't know if they're being serious about it or not. But we'll just have to see how it goes. It's taking a little bit of time to get our final player into the match. I think he has just joined the lobby, so we are good to go. And we will get kicked off here with the minor tier all-star match. They don't have any specific names for either side, so we're going to call them blue and orange as we get kicked off here.
They're just the best team names, you know. Like, why weren't they team names in league play?
All Stars blue and All Stars red. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I want to see.
Just like predict in the past that you're gonna make the All-Star match, you know? You just see Spartan, he's gonna find the dribble with he's using the Scarab, you know, just showing a bit of memeing in the All-Star match. Laser now is gonna try find the shot. Does not find the back of the net. I do believe the whole of blue team are using the Scarab, I do believe, Vector. Is there anything OP about the Scarab, or is it just a meme car?
I feel like I don't have enough experience to make that judgment. I've never played with the Scarab. It's a ridiculous looking car to me. I don't want to hit the ball with a ball, but Scarab Spartan has actually hit this one into the left-hand side. Great beat by Strength over Laser, and Ponk flying off the bat wall. Not quite ready for this one. And All Stars Blue take first blood in the Scarab. Maybe it is what's working.
The Scarab gang is just too overpowered. The orange team here is already at 1-0 with just under a minute to go. Sykkuno trying to find the shot. It does have zero boost. Ponk is going to try to find the pass to Laser. Laser is going to take it down to the corner. It would be Spartan now. He's going to take the ball to his own hands, but Con will be the one to find the clear. It does find the second touch. He's going to fall down to Sykkuno. Sykkuno hits to the backboard. Ponk not finding the touch. It's a shot from Sykkuno, but Sykkuno, my bad, but just did not quite find the back of the net. Do you think it's like game one nerves of the shot accuracy there, or was it just a tougher one?
I mean, he got the double. It was pretty nice. Ponk missed off the backboard, and Sykkuno could have got back to it like he almost did here. Then it could have potentially been a goal. Just didn't have the boost for it. Laser trying to do his own. He gets a dunk off by Sykkuno. Somehow free flipping into this. Ponk has another. He goes for the double tap. Doesn't quite find the angle. Unfortunate, but the back and forth nature of this first game is already exciting in this All-Star show match for the minor tier. Ponk going for another one. Lilcon trying to finish it off. A double commit from the blue side. Keeps this one out, but a ton of pressure from the orange is making it hard for them.
Sorry to cut you off there, Vector. The orange team definitely starting to show, you know, a bit more offensive pressure that we saw in the beginning after the first goal from the blue team. And as I say that, Spartan does find the pass to Strength, and Strength's going to find the second goal for the blue team here.
It's not you, Butter, it's me. I take dramatic pauses for no other reason than I am trying to think of what to say. But the Scarab showing its worth here. 2 goals from Spartan and Strength. Pointing that one away. Sykkuno already on 3 saves just 2 minutes into this game. Taking complete control and command of this All-Star show match. This is a best-of-5 series, however. It's not just the first game you got to win. You got to win 3 on the bounce if you want to get that coveted sweep. But reverse sweep could be on the cards for Orange if they don't manage to find a few goals in this one. But Ponk finishes off after a bad clear from Sykkuno. Spartan gets demoed afterwards, but they're making their way back.
Yeah, the Orange team finally finding their first goal. It's only going to take it to 2-1. The Scarab gang they may have came out strong, but the Orange team, they're showing that, you know, they can compete with it. They're not phased by the card choices. They can bring a goal of their own.
I want to see where the petition is to make Ponk champ a Twitch emote. It's a great one from Lil Con there in the team chat. Bit of a back and forth between these two teams, not just on the field, but also verbally. Is it verbally if it's text chat, Butter? Does it have to be spoken? I
mean, Ponk champ is a champ emote, to be fair. As you just say that, Laser to try to find the shot is on the backboard. Strength is going to find the touch, but Ponk is there to find the block. But Spartan now is going to follow through. It'll be a little Con now. He's going to try to find the first counter-attack, but it does fall down the Strength. There's a block from Laser, nearly going in. A beautiful block, but just not quite finding the back of the net. And Sykkuno now is going to try to find the shot. It does get saved by Lil Con. Con down to Ponk. Ponk not finding the touch. It would be Spartan now. Very low boost, but he's going to try to find the pass to Strength. Strength tries to find the shot. A solid defense from Laser there.
Yeah, those 1v2 situations Laser's been in the entire season. Quite a lot through the playoffs as well. He's very reliable as a third man. You don't quite expect to see him there. He's usually up the field with Bolt, finishing off some unbelievable shots and goals. They're all over the streams, all over the highlights, especially in Goals of the Week. Tries to go for another one here, but Strength keeps it away. Sykkuno's up. There's a little bit of boost to do something with it. Gets a flip reset off, but Ponk's gone all the way back. Playing it a little bit safe, leaves this one for his teammate. Back up the field, trying to get some quick offense going. They need it with only a minute left to go.
Minute left indeed, but is it the orange team on the offensive pressure? Laser, touch it down for the backboard. Con not quite finding the shot. Strength now. He's going to find past Spartak. Spartak's with the shot. Spartan, my bad, sorry. Laser now on the backboard. He's going to try to find it to Ponk. Ponk back to his teammate, but it does quite get saved by Ponk. That's almost a big mistake for the orange side there.
It's scrambling defense for the orange side. They've been on it all game long, and they're still having to commit to that. As the Scarab Gang, I think we're calling them now, unofficially, officially. I've been keeping them under so much pressure, especially in the aerial side of things, an almost double commit between Spartan and Strength. But it works out. It's something. I'm gonna make a call to RLCS here, but this almost goes in. Laser could have just controlled this and put it on to the net. He could have dribbled that in, but went for the early shot. That gives All Stars Blue the first game of the series. That could have gone to overtime very, very easily.
Laser, why? You could have gave us an overtime, but no. I just want to stay out. Orange team here. They had, I believe, 14 shots, Vector, but only being able to put one in the back of the net.
It's just not enough production if you want to win an All-Star match. I mean, I suppose they were going for crazy stuff. We didn't see that many mechanical plays. It seems like the aerial game was almost completely controlled by the blue side, by the Scarab Gang. They got a little fortunate on a few of the chances that the Orange had, but for the most part, the midfield control was solid. The defense was always in position to deal with whatever the Orange side came out with. But I'm expecting to see a little bit more from Orange, especially from Laser. Maybe a little bit more from Lil Connie. He was under 200 points in that last game. He needs to step up a little bit if he doesn't want to put this series to match point and be forced into that reverse sweep situation. Unless that's exactly what they want, they might be gunning for that one.
Yeah, a little bit of a calculated reverse sweep. So we have a back-to-back, show match on the reverse sweep. I mean, I'm not going to complain, Vector, if we do have one. As casters, that's all we want. But I know as players, it's not really what you want unless you're the team losing 2-0. But credit to Blue Team taking that first one, or should I say the Scarab Gang taking the first game of the series. They do lead it 1-0 now. So the Orange team are going to try to find their first goal, and they do. It would be Lil Con. He's going to find that first goal for the Orange team here. I believe it is a great block from Ponk there. It just falls down the Con. It's a bump from Laser.
Cool shot between them. Laser comes barreling in as third man, slams into Lil Con's rear bumper, into the ball and into the left-hand side of the goal. A weird way to start this one off, but they do take their first lead of the series. And I think you take those. You take whatever you can get as Orange side. They couldn't get many past the Scarab Gang in the first game. And it's going to be even more difficult to do so in the second, as they got a little bit of confidence of the Game 1 win. But yeah, it's the script. But we talk about the caster curse a lot, but the script is another amazing thing that we like to call on. Saikuna tries to put that one away to tie this up. When things go a certain way, when we see reverse sweeps or direct sweeps, it's all calculated. It was all meant to happen exactly the way it did.
Oh, for sure, but before the series started, we're all in a group chat. We're saying, look, you take game 1, you take game 2, blah blah blah. It's just calculated,
Yeah.
It's just what we want. As we do say that, Laser is going to find a shot, and that is a second goal for the Orange team here. And I mean, they've got the lead by 2 goals.
They're starting to step up, get some of that midfield control locked in, as they didn't have any in the first game. Not sure what's happening to the blue side. The Scarab Gang's kind of falling apart. This Desert Beetle maybe stuck on its back at the moment. It's trying to wiggle its way back into the limelight. Another shot from Laser is finished off. Ponk with a great demo and a great pass puts this one to 3-0 lead pretty early on for the Orange side.
Yeah, that was a great demo indeed. That demo just secured you that goal. All Laser had to do was just put the ball in the back of the net, and that he for sure did. Taking that 3-goal lead for the Orange team, but just under 4 minutes, Vector. It's plenty of time for the Scarab Gang, but when Orange team is starting to look more confident, you gotta be a bit worried of what they can do throughout the rest of the game.
Worried is definitely the word I'd use. Laser going for a flip reset, quite low, just on the edge of the Scarab Gang's box. When you start to see that confidence from him, going for crazy stuff right in front of your goal line, you know that he's confident. You know he's raring to go. Get some clips on you, and you don't want to be in that position as a blue player. Nice bump on Spartan on the backboard. Opens this up for Lil Con to put it straight back, but this could be an open net chance if they can get it up the field quick enough. They decided to take their time, and Laser gets back there to keep this on the halfway line and out of his own half. It's great play from Orange side so far, but just these little things here and there, just little cracks opening up in that midfield could spell disaster for them.
A disaster indeed, and I'm sure at this level every mistake is going to matter, because the other team will definitely punish you for it if you're not quite playing as consistent. As you do say, that strength now, he's going to try to find the infield pass to Saikuna, but it does fall down to Laser. Laser finding the pass to Con. Con with the shot does just go wide. I think Ponk was looking for the shot from that.
Oh yeah, he was definitely in position for that cherry picker redirect. The link-up play between the Orange side, it's been quite good so far, especially considering this. I mean, as far as we know, the very first time that these players have ever played with one another, bar game one, of course. There are going to be some teething issues, it's inevitable. But when you start seeing those passing plays come out, it's a factor of the confidence of the team. Obviously, they're 3-0 up, so they don't really have much to fear at the moment. Still 2 minutes left to go. Anything is possible. But when they start mixing it up a little bit, getting into those forward positions and being confident enough to stay up the field and wait for those passes to come, that's when you get a little bit worried as a Scarab Gang member, I think.
Oh, for sure. Scarab Gang, coming out pretty strong in game number one, but the Orange team have really bounced back, and they've showed that ability that they've showed throughout this season. You could be going down 1-0 in the series, but you can easily bring it back. It's a totally different game, no matter what the score is, and they've really proven that. Winning 3-0, not letting one goal yet come from the Scarab Gang.
Part of my interest in watching the All-Star matches in the post-season is seeing just how players evolve. Obviously, they've been playing with their team probably all season long, potentially, barring roster changes, hashtag roster moves. And a shot from Saikuna, putting one in for blue side, might not be enough with a minute left to go. They haven't found much luck on the offensive side. Good link-up play. But as I was saying, the changes in some players' play style and whether or not they're able to adapt to their teammates, because we saw it with Laser, Lil Con, and Pong all being in the top 3 of MVPs. You typically think, okay, that's the first man. That's the one that gets all the goals, is in every single position all the time. He's probably the fastest player on the team, typically, doing all the work. And then when you put all those 3 personalities and play styles together, does it work? Does it fall apart? Does one have to sit back and be that defensive third man? Or does it just work as a high offense, high octane kind of play style?
Yeah, for sure. And as we say, that Con does find a shot, and he does find the 4th goal for the Orange team here. But yeah, just adding on what you say, for sure, like if one player can't play to their play style that they're comfortable with, it could definitely affect that team performance, because if you're a player who's not 100% comfortable the way you have to be playing, it's definitely going to affect you.
It hasn't affected Lil Con and Laser so far, both 2 goals to their name, 4 and 3 shots respectively. They've been doing what they've been doing all season long. That first man, second man kind of mentality, going for those shots, going for those goals. Not quite mechanical goals so far, as they've been playing a little close to the chest. Some fairly simple goals that we might have expected to see from them. But the Scarab Gang has all but fallen apart. They did manage to get 1 on the scoreboard, but not nearly enough control as they showed in game 1. They are going to lose this game too. And I'm kind of happy about that. I want to see this go back and forth. I don't want to see a sweep or a reverse sweep. I want to see it go all the way to game 5, a back and forth, a grudge match at this point, I think. I've seen a lot of needle in the team chat up there. So I'm happy to see how it's going so far.
Oh, for sure. And, we say it time and time again, game 5s are what we want, and both teams really showing in their individual games that they do have what it takes. Obviously, we've got the Scarab Gang taking game number 1, but the Orange team, they really stepped up in game number 2. Just every player playing a part. Ponk, he might not got a goal or a save, but 3 assists, really playing that playmaker role in game number 2.
going back to what I said about it being interesting to see how players adapt in a situation that they're thrown into, if they might not feel comfortable playing a certain role, if they have to in order to win a game. It's actually a good thing for GMs to look at and scouts to look at these all-star matches. Obviously, when we go all the way into season 7 and we have the preseason, we have combines, we have tryouts and all that kind of thing, it's still interesting to see how you would evaluate these kinds of players and play styles in an all-star scenario, because especially with Rocket League, there's a culture developed around it that it's very memey, it's very kind of casual and jovial. You think it's not as serious. I mean, being such a young esport as well, I think that's part of the appeal, and that it's such a young player base on average, that you don't expect to see so many serious people and players.
Yeah, I mean, as you say that, Ponk is going to find the first goal for the Orange team. He may not got a goal in the last game, but 20 seconds in, he finds the opening goal, a demo on Saikuna. Not quite sure if it, determined the outcome of the goal, but it was placed in the back of the net by Ponk, and they lead the game 1-0.
Take an early lead as they did in game 2. Could be more of the same from Orange. Scarab Gang have kind of changed it up. They're off the Scarabs now. I hadn't noticed, Butter. What is this? They've given up the cause. They don't believe anymore.
They've lost hope in the Scarab. How could they? That car is beautiful. To hit the ball, you must be the ball.
They lost the game 4-1. It's all business now. The gloves are off as Saikuna tries to clear this out. Laser with a good follow-up. Keeps this in at that half. Punk tries to get it to Lil Con. Not quite enough, but the pressure's still on. Blue. Well, not Scarab Gang anymore. We can't call them that. It was almost on instinct that I was going to call them that, but we can't no longer, as 2 Octanes and a Dominus are on the field. Locon passes this straight back up to Laser, who goes for the bump on Spartan, but doesn't manage to get it. Clear out. Good play past Ponk. Puts this back in the orange half, but kind of a lackluster offense falls apart before it was even built. And it's back and forth, but there's not too much dominance going on at the moment.
Yeah, there's not really been any threatening plays as of yet, but both teams definitely capable of doing it. It's just when and if they will do it. As we do see the blue team are on the counter-attack now, but does get cleared. It is Spartan now. He's going to try to find a shot of his own. Does not find the second touch. It's going to be an opportunity for the orange team. Laser finds a touchdown. The Con not hitting the ball, but it does work out, and Pong is going to find the second goal.
The fake from Lil Con here. I don't know how intentional it was. It was so intentional. He power slides to the left, completely plays the defender like a fiddle, and just lets it roll to his third man, Pong, who finishes it off with a plum. Great way to go 2-0 up. That's the exact kind of play that I want to see from All Stars. That mind game kind of style. And I mean, sometimes it's not about mechanics. It's about pretending that it's going to be mechanics, and then finishing off with just a simple little tap in like Ponk does here. Great play from Laser as well. It's just more of the same from the All Star Oranges.
Ponk with the hat trick, 3 shots and putting away 3 goals, 100% shooting accuracy. He may not be scoring these flashy goals, but he's definitely that player who's always in that right position at the right time. He's just slotting them in the back of the net from the beautiful plays from his teammates Laser and Con.
It's kind of a switch up of style. He had, I believe, 3 or 4 assists in the last game. He was the playmaker on the orange side for most of that. Switched it up here, got a hat trick for himself, 2 assists from Laser, one that he did on his own. But orange side coming into their own, it's what I expected to see from them. The top 3 MVPs, another one for Ponk here, puts 4 away off of 4 shots. A brilliant showing from him, but it just seems like Blue are falling apart. Perhaps they were betrayed, even cursed by the Scarab.
Yeah, I mean, the Scarab Gang have just let us down. Well, should I say the blue team? The Scarabs are gone, and this is what you deserve. You didn't stick to it, so you're gonna lose 4-0. But I mean, you gotta give props to the orange team. After game number 1, they've really improved as a team. You can tell they're starting to connect with each other's play styles, and it's really starting to work out for them. And as I say that, Con is gonna find another goal for the orange team, and that gives Laser his 4th assist.
The best part of this play is that Ponk went for the last man, didn't get the touch, but he pulled him off of it. Strength had to jump over that approaching car, and then Laser went for it as well. If you got two players going for the disruption play, going for that bump or that demo on the third man, your rotation is not working. You need to have someone at that back post. You need to be able to get back into your own half. I mean, I don't know if they're just throwing at this point and they're just allowing Orange to go for some clips on them. But this is not the kind of showing you want to see from All-Stars. You expect these guys to be competitors, you know, wanting to win every single thing they can. And I'm all for having fun and playing about. This is Rocket League, after all. It's a game. You want to have fun. But to me, winning is fun. But I want to do it all the time. And that's what I want to see from these band of players as well. They took game one, and I think they could bring this one back. Well, not maybe this game, maybe. But maybe the series.
Yeah, maybe not the game, but definitely the series. And I couldn't disagree with you. Winning is fun. You know, you get people who say, yeah, just play for fun. Nah, I got to win. You know, if I'm not winning, it's no fun. And the blue team, they're definitely going to be looking for that after this game. But, you know, we saw them in game number one. They looked so strong coming into that first game. But it's just this orange team. They're really looking strong. They're getting more confident. They're just going for nearly every ball so confidently. And as I said, it's really a great goal, but an awesome save. But it does get followed through by Laser. And whenever there's a great save, it normally gets followed in.
Yeah, it kind of overshadowed a phenomenal stop from Strength, or Spartan even, my apologies, coming in there from the wrong side of the goal, just keeping it from going over the line, but the pressure from Orange was just far too much. This could turn into a Brazil situation unless blue side doesn't actually manage to score a goal. They probably don't want to be honest. But Orange will be ecstatic about this win, I think. They've had some brilliant team plays. A connection here between Saikuna and Scarab, however, a miss from Ponk on the back line, unexpected from him, does actually give them the Brazil setup, so they may have done that on purpose.
Purpose or not, Saikuna will find a goal. Yeah, not making an absolute whitewash of a game, but I mean, the Brazil is still on the cards. But if you're the blue team here, you really need to just finish out the game and reset that mentality, because they really do need to fix some things up. But Vector, what do you think blue team are not doing? That's obviously just not working.
They aren't in the Scarab. That's as simple as it gets.
That answers everything.
They betrayed the little ball that could, with 4 wheels for some reason, and this is what happens. This is the curse that you've placed on yourselves. You did not commit to the bit, you did not die with the lie, and so you almost get Brazil. This might turn into a Brazil if Orange team decide to pull it out. It's in the wrong side of the field to do so. All 3 players on the blue side. Laser, he has another chance. He couldn't quite get the overtime in the first game, but he does put the Brazil away here for the third, and I'm glad to see it.
It's not just a Brazil, it's a 0-second Brazil. Like, I mean, we love to see it. You honestly do. And for the blue team, that's just a game you really, well, you're definitely not happy about it, but they really need to rebuild from that and not let that affect them going into game number 3.
I mean, how can you say this isn't scripted? That was the exact same way that game 1 ended, where Laser didn't go for the dribble. He just went for the straight shot. It was an easy open net for him to go for the overtime. But here, it was a Brazil opportunity, and it comes away. Like, how can you write this stuff, Butter? Clearly, this is all calculated. This is all predetermined, and we're just here talking about it like we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, blue team, they're going to come back into game number 4, I believe, and it's going to be Scarab Gang all over again. You know, they're going to come back, take a game, then we go to a game 5, and then we really see if this really good orange team can beat the Scarab Gang that I hope does revive itself.
Absolutely. If you want to see that hashtag Scarab Gang in the chat, it is exactly what the blue side need, and it looks like we have what we wish for, ladies and gentlemen. The Scarabs are back. The Scarab Gang is back on the field, and hopefully it will be what takes them to game 5 as game 4 gets kicked off here. An easy kickoff win for the orange side, but they don't get as much pressure on as they did last time.
Just think, if the Scarab Gang actually win because of the card change, players, you must know that for Laser, Con, and Ponk, their weakness is the Scarab.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. Just a little switch in mentality. When they went off the Scarab gang, you might have thought, oh, we lost the game. We'll play it a little bit more serious now. And that can be the exact Achilles heel that you don't need. That kind of putting that pressure on yourself and thinking, oh, I need to win this game. And then you start to get nervous. You start to get inconsistent. But when you just play casually, play relaxed and loose, and to play for fun, essentially, it can be easier to win. It's a strange sort of reverse psychology trick, but sometimes it works, and it's almost working right here, as this was kicked out to Spartan, who doesn't get a shot off. No power on this. Means it's easy for Laser to clear out. Locon going for a follow-up off the corner. Doesn't get the best touch. It's cleared out by Spartan. Good defense so far from the Scarabs, but Laser with a great 50. Does it once again, dunking over his opponent. Trying to keep this offense alive. Another one from Locon off the back, but there's no one there. It's off the right-hand post, and Locon doesn't follow it up. Fakes out one. Ponk going for another one, and he gets the air dribble past Strength. They finally put one away, but in quite a slower fashion than they did in the last two games.
Oh, for sure. It took them 1:20 to find their first goal. I was going to comment how the Scarab gang have not conceded yet, but you know, luckily I didn't say it because, well, that would have backfired so much. But yeah, the Orange team going to find their first goal. I mean, they are a strong team, and as I said, it is a shot that does just go wide. But the Scarab gang definitely looking stronger in their Scarabs. You know, that is all they needed. That is the cure for this. That's why they're only losing by 1 and not, well, a hefty 4 goals.
I believe they can do it. It's only 1 goal. So just stop with these missed rotations. Another one, easy from Ponk, and Spartan tries his best, but cannot put that one wide. And I don't know if they're actually throwing or if they just don't quite know how to play with the Scarab, but they can win this.
Yeah, they can. It's just so unfortunate. I can't. Was it Spartan on the save but couldn't get it?
He tried his best. Yeah, Strength kind of set it up in the mid.
It's so unfortunate. He just couldn't get the touch that you looked for. But I mean, it's only 2 goals down, 3 minutes. We've seen this plenty of times of teams come back. But we've seen teams come back from a bigger deficit of goals, so it's definitely possible. And as I said, the Spartan does find the shot, but Con will be the one to save it. It's a 50 by Strength. It's the Scarab. The 50-50 power of the Scarab is OP.
There's a great setup play here. Saikuna went for the late challenge on Locon to take out the third man, but I think was that Ponk or Laser in the midfield going for the follow-up. The third man play worked well. Strength has been doing that all season. He did it so well with Laser and Bolt on the Arena Tribe side. It took them all the way to the grand final and won them that in the minor playoffs, doing more of the same. I think sometimes it's just instinct, you know, it's just something built in. You can't really describe it. You can't even train it in some aspects. You just play a certain way, you play that role well, and Strength's been doing exactly that for his team. Not quite enough in the series so far, but it could make a difference here in this game 4.
For sure can, and it definitely needs to make a difference. As I say that, Saikuna will find a goal. I was about to say the Orange team are at match point, but Saikuna answers the question and brings it back to an equaliser of a 2-2.
2-2-0-2 is our scoreline and time in the match. This is destined, Butter. I can feel it. The stars have aligned. Everything has come together for the Scarab gang to rise again, come back from the 2 losses that they suffered. Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
So I'm so sorry, Vector. I just had to point out the Scarab is doing wonders. You know, this is the answer to all the problems and the questions. This is all you need.
This is all you need. They talk about Shrek being love and life, but let's talk about the Scarab. As another quick shot for you from Spartan is just going wide. But Ponk does have to deal with it as Saikuna kicks this back to the mid. Spartan's there following it up. It's just wide to the left. But the pressure's still on. He stole the corner boost. Laser doesn't have much, but he gets it past the third man. Tries to fake out Saikuna. Gets it flicked up for Ponk to go for the follow-up. A double commit from the blue side. The Scarab gang just about survives. Keeps this one tied. And with 1:30 left to go, if they can keep a few more of those in the back pocket, get a little more control on the offensive side, go for those boost steals, those bumps, those demos, what worked in game 1, I think this is possible, Butter.
Very possible indeed. Saikuna with the double touch, but Ponk will be there to save it. Would have been a beautiful goal if he could have got it in the back of the net. Spartan now got to find the second touch, but Con will be the one to save it to the right-hand corner. Ponk now going to try to dribble it past a couple of players. Con will take the shot, does just go wide and try to find the pinch off the wall. Not quite find it. Saikuna now. So take a little dribble to the wall. Try gain possession for his team. Strength now off the backboard. Just gonna look for the second touch. He does find it. He will find Laser, but he does beat him to the ball. Takes it round. Spartan with the follow. He's gonna try the shot. Does go to the backboard. Ponk. He's gonna touch it back in.
No, Sykuna.
That touch from Ponk could have done wonders for the Scarab Gang.
Laser. Oh, almost gets it past 3. Just about saved by Sykuna. Keeping it away from the goal line. A great 50 by Spartan. Keeps this up the field. Sykuna gets a touch. Kind of misplays this as Spartan was trying to follow it up. Strength gets beat by Laser just to the corner though. There's no follow-up from Orange. This gets pinched over too. Wasn't quite a Coxier pinch, but it almost got across as Laser has time. A bit of space. He's going for the half flip. Sykuna's still at the field. It's a 2v1 situation if they can get to this quickly enough. Double commit from the Orange keeps this alive, but Sykuna with the weak touch rolls across the box. We have overtime in game 4.
I must say, it's definitely well deserved. Both teams putting out 5 shots and both teams having 2 saves. It's definitely 50-50 of which team is taking him. As I say that, it's going to be the Orange team on the attack, but Spartan will clear it. I mean, obviously we want the Scarab Gang to win just because it's the Scarab Gang and we want the game 5. But the Orange team, if they can bring back that game 2 and game 3 performance, they can definitely look to take the overtime here.
Do it for the meme. The Scarab Gang has come alive. They almost got killed there by Laser and Ponk linking up. As he does this one in the blue half. Sykuna going up as third man, keeping this one a quick offense, but Laser's there. Gets his boost stolen, but he's done this before, going up the field with very little boost, getting it past that second man. Doesn't manage to do so this time, but he's still keeping it on that midfield line. Not allowing it to go even further into the Orange side. Spartan misses this, fakes out Lil Kong, and Strength goes for the shot. It's high and wide. They don't quite have that control in the offense, that discipline that they need to get past this Orange defense. The rotation is just a little too good. Ponk gets it past another one. He's going for the follow-up shot. Lil Kong gets faked out, but he flicks it up for Laser to finish off, and it goes in! They take the game and the series. That goes 3-1 to the All-Star Oranges. A great flick up by Lil Kong to put that one up for Laser. Comes off a defender on the Scarab. Didn't quite have enough on the day. The Scarab Gang betrays them once again.
I mean, the Scarab Gang definitely put up a performance. I mean, not in the Brazil game, but, you know, that's because they betrayed the Scarab, you know? That's what's going to happen to you. But it's definitely a great performance. It's just unfortunate, you know, in that OT, I think all the blue side team, the boost just wasn't there. But it's just well played from the Orange team, and I do believe we are joined by the whole team. Well, congratulations.
All I'm saying is Kanto Elite. Oh my god. Kanto Elite.
Oh, let's go.
This guy is just so good.
What are we meant to be doing now? Felt like I just played a bunch of prospects, to be honest. What the hell?
The heat.
Sheesh.
Strong words from Lil Kong there, the winner of the minor all-star match, along with Ponk and Laser. Great performance, boys. I'm sure you're quite thrilled with that one. You sound like it. And just a little bit of needle from all players in that lobby. How are you feeling going into this series? Did you expect it to go to a game 5, or did you just think that you'd win outright?
I was just expecting to clap him, and that's what we did. Easy. Continuity, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know what happened first game, honestly, boys.
Yeah, we kind of dropped that one.
You did get beaten by the Scarab Gang once. They kind of lost hope in the second game, game 2 and game 3. You only just brought it back in game 4, though. Coming off of Brazil, how were you feeling going into overtime? Did you think that there was even a possibility that it was going to game 5?
Nah. We were going to win no matter what. We were going to win no matter what. That's what I'm saying.
We were making it more enjoyable, of course.
Yeah. I had to do it for the audience. I ended game 1. I said, listen, lads, I gave a motivational speech. They were cheering me on, clapping me, and we just won. It's as easy as that.
Well, I don't think you'll be skipping 2 tiers, Wilcon, but you did play very well in this show match. You played very well in playoffs as well and throughout the regular season. Is there anything that you'd like to ask them in particular, Buddha?
I mean, after that Brazil, like, did you think it was just absolute freeload as you guys are claiming, or did you at least have a little bit of respect that the Scout Gang were gonna put up a performance?
Who?
We just let him off 2 goals and then we clapped him. So too easy.
Wait,
Nah,
Who?
we're just joking around, playing. It's a good time. Good time.
well, what's happening now? Is it?
Oh,
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Clearly, that's what the show match is all about. To showcase your skills. You very much did that, especially with the Brazil. I expected to see a little bit more mechanical play, though, especially from you, Laser. That it's something that you've been doing all season. It's something you did in playoffs as well. There were a few cheeky flip resets here and there, but no double taps that I expected to see from such a strong player.
Yeah, I was letting a Punk pop off. That guy he should go to Elite as well. To be honest with you, both of them can go to Elite. They're too good.
I mean, Laser, Elite 2. We got a trio here. The trio is too strong.
Yeah, bro. We should go to Elite. We'd clap everyone.
I would certainly love to see it. But I certainly expect you to go to Major at the very least next season. You're definitely supposed to be there just based on this performance alone. And your performance throughout playoffs. All 3 of you were top 3 in MVPs. You played phenomenally well. And I hope you go away and celebrate this victory, at least for what it was. I'm sure there were a lot of bragging rights on the line in this one.
I mean, yeah, of course. We just beat a 1700. Of course, there's a lot of bragging
1700.
rights.
1700 can't hit the ball. Oh, shit. Oh.
Well, if there's nothing else that you would like to ask, but
I mean, I think we summed it up, and I think the boys are pretty happy with it. And I mean, yeah, we know how they feel about that result.
we certainly do, and I'm so very glad that you joined us in the booth. Lads, go away, go into the night and celebrate your victory. And I hope everybody watching as well enjoyed this series. We do have the major show match coming up in just about 10-15 minutes as well. We're going to take a little bit of a break, especially for Butter. He's going to be casting 3 on the bounce for this one, so very well done to him as well. Go and rest your voice box a little bit.
I do believe, I do believe Major and Elite is tomorrow, Vector. But
it is, of course. That's my apologies. I'm not working on the same clock.
It's all good, but we would like to say thank you everyone who did come by. I'll say props to Senji for streaming, and thank you Vector for joining me in the casting for the minor show match, and also a big thank you for our sponsor as well, sponsoring this season for the Elite prize pool. So make sure you go check them out. I'm sure at the end there will be info about it on the screen. Also, I'm pretty sure we do have a sneak peek of a season 7 trailer, Vector.
Oh, we do indeed. I think it's been seen before, but I cannot see it enough. It is so beautiful. It's so glorious. We hope to see you in Season 7 as well, but do not tune out just yet. Season 6 isn't quite done. We're still in the post season. Be sure to stick around for the Major and Elite show matches being broadcast tomorrow as well. You do not want to miss those.
But you sleep in my clothes. No, it ain't right. I've been stressing at night. We're together, but I feel alone. How long do I stand here in the fire? How long do I try before I'm on my own? How long do I walk across the wire? Stay till we fall. together? How long do we stand here in the fire? How long do we try before we're on our own? How long do we walk across the wire?